What was that message from Agrend on Sarth's Twitter? I thought we were supposed to be getting more loot in ST to compensate for the increased raid size, at the very least the longer logout. Is it this you mean? It's five or more items, set piece on every boss. You'll gear up fast. There's no other resources for gear to tie you over to get the things from the raid. I don't think the gearing is that bad from ST. I feel like we're getting quite a lot of pieces. What kind of difficulty do you plan to aim for future SOD raids? ST initially looked like it might actually take a bit of gear progression for the average guild to clear, which is very cool, but it's been nerfed 3-4 times by now. Is it just because of level 60? Being very honest, the goal is for very semi-casual guilds to kill SOD raids fairly quickly, especially to level up in these level up raids. I'm sorry if your guild wants a heroic level challenge, but SOD just isn't that. The raid that went out last week was just very overtuned and far beyond our intent for a variety of reasons I won't bore you with here. I mean, this is kind of what we expected though. Like, I am a little bit sad that they nerfed all of the bosses. I do see the Aranicus nerf being valid, but definitely was a little bit much. But again, these are level up raids, right? They're not supposed to be you know, end game stuff, right? You say that, but you literally got nothing last 2 resets. Well, yeah, I personally didn't get any loot, but the raid got a lot of loot, right? I mean, I'm just one guy, right? But a lot of people in the raid actually got multiple pieces. Not to say there won't ever be anything SD, it's hard, but we don't believe that currently the critical path of raiding, i.e. clearing the raid each week and getting good gear from it, should be hard in this version of Vanilla Classic. There are other versions of WoW that have very, very difficult content. He's talking about retail for the most part here. In fact, that there are more versions of WoW that not have very difficult content. As it stands now, both Nomer and even post-nerf ST are vastly more challenging, that require more coordination than original WoW. Honestly, true. Like, it is actually like a big difficult scaling compared to being vanilla in terms of mechanics. If sweaty people want to sweat, they can parse and speedrun. This is the classic experience. Yeah, I don't think classic was ever supposed to be like hard, difficult giga raiding. I mean, notoriously, man, like classic raids are literally like known for being like almost target dummies, right? In a way, and there's nothing really wrong with that. One thing we don't like about the various flavors of Classic is that in many cases the difficulty of raiding in Vanilla WoW is what players create for themselves by pushing their performance in things like speedruns and the like. True? I think long term we'd like to do better about supporting these types of emergent playstyles, but making raids a brick wall for the average Joe isn't the approach we'll likely take. I get that, it actually makes sense. I understand that it may disappoint some folks, but after several years of watching data around classic player behavior, we don't believe difficult raid content is what players actually want on this side of the WoW spectrum. Individuals and some groups may want it, but writ large, most people just want to chill and blast stuff with their friends, and that's the goal we like to aim for the average guild. I mean, yeah, I would say, yeah, for sure. If speedrun, if parses run raids like ST was week 1, I do think the raid was actually quite nicely tuned. Like, after they had nerfed the initial, like, crazy shit of Aranicus, it shouldn't be, like, giga hard, right? It should be quite accessible, but it also shouldn't be a pushover, I would say, right? Yeah. That was a little bit of a sidetrack here, but I'll link it regardless.